Hey everybody, what's up? It is Tuesday. That means it is Sith Dominion Day. Welcome. I'm Dr. Dana Martin, and with us as of the last several months, we've got Cam, we've got Debbie, and we've got Zane. Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. Hopefully, it won't be 2 hours. I mean, that went a long time last week, but we do have a lot to talk about. But let's start with Eclipse. We just had the eclipse. I posted a video. I didn't get to see much of it because it was cloudy, but I got a little sliver. That was it. How was y'all's view? What were y'all able to get?
I didn't check it out.
No, didn't.
I honestly, I wouldn't have known it was going on unless somebody would have told me. So
Cam is a man of few words.
That's for real.
Debbie, what was that like up there in that New England area there? Isn't that where you're at?
No,
Where is she?
Indiana.
Who's in New England? Who's in Maryland?
Ambrose.
Surely I'm not thinking that. Oh, anyways, so you're in Indiana.
Yes.
Okay, Michael Jackson. Thank you. Gotcha. Okay. So, did y'all have any sort of view in Indiana?
Up where I lived, it only got to it was like dusk. I mean, the street lights came on and that was about it. But further south where two of my other kids live, they had totality.
Oh, nice.
So they sent me cool pictures.
Yeah.
It got a little dark. Like I said, it just looked like it was sunset or something. So nothing too exciting. I was watching from my garage. I was going to do it out in the backyard. And I went out in the backyard and the next door neighbor, who's an old lady, was sitting out there in her backyard. So I was like, nope.
She might try to talk to me. I can't.
So I just went to my garage, opened up the door, and I would just peek out every once in a while.
Unlock. Chick. Fantastic. Zane, you sent me the picture you took. You killed me. I had to bring out the real camera. I couldn't
basically
do it with my phone.
I don't know if I got a picture of 100% totality, but
Pretty dang.
I mean, it was right over us.
Yeah, San Marcos.
I mean, street lights turned on. It looked like it was maybe 7 o'clock in the summer. It was dark. It was awesome. I got some pretty good pictures.
Heck yeah. So you putting them on your Insta?
No, should I?
Yeah, sure. Go check out Zane's Insta. I don't know what his Insta is. It's like I don't even know what people's phone numbers are anymore. I just say their name and it calls them. Okay, cool. What?
Yeah, I think it's Zane _Martin _26. Something like that.
Run it back. Okay.
I'll type it in the comments.
My cheeks hurt. No, it was fun. Go ahead.
We have a comment.
We do? Hello there. Oh my goodness. Look who it is. It's Darth Zane.
My other host.
Yes.
General Kenobi.
Yeah. We talked about this. You're like on 8 shows.
I think I saw Zane.
You think you saw? Oh yeah.
You probably did.
Probably. He ain't doing nothing else. He's playing music or video games. All that boy does. Yeah, notice there's no comment. Okay. So we'll put all the family stuff aside. Yeah, probably. But to that point, honestly, Darth Zane, David, that's a good call out. Zane does do some of his crafting of music and his stuff and post that on his Insta. So yeah, go follow him. Zane, what is it?
Zane _Martin.
Can you text that to me in Messenger so I can copy and paste it as a note? Because I can't do that.
Yes.
Okay, while that's happening, I gotta get into this. Unless you guys want to talk about something else, I gotta talk about Tales of the Empire. I am hoping. Okay, y'all want to watch it? Ready, watch it. You ready? Maybe. How do you share screen? I understand. Let's proceed. No, I don't want to do that. I want to share.
You got this.
Share. Scurry. Yeah, I got this. I know I got this. I can do this. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Maybe.
Why do you seek imperial favor?
Years ago, my people were all but destroyed. My anger gives me strength. It is that strength I offer the Empire.
Offer accepted.
I'm here to present you with an opportunity, Barris.
Just be glad you're not a Jedi anymore.
Your path is set, Morgan Elsbeth. I will fulfill my destiny.
Mercy
Finally.
only breeds defeat. But I will help you overcome this weakness. Attack!
You said the Empire would help to change things.
Everything comes at a cost. My world has been burning since I was a child. You cannot stop what has begun.
Now you must face one final test. To join us. It is time you meet your new master.
Is that Reaper from Overwatch?
Long live the Empire.
Well. Okay. Let me stop sharing, maybe. Oh God. Oh wait, all that's messed up is me. No. Oh,
Nope.
what? Come on. Okay. Wait. Yeah.
It's like musical chairs.
Yeah.
And every time in my head, it's freaking like because I can't. Whatever. Okay. I don't. Who wants to go first? I don't want to go first. I always go first. Okay, we'll make this.
Sophie! Sophie!
I know. Okay, so name one thing that's like, oh my goodness, and one thing that's like, that's what we're gonna do. Oh my goodness, and a give me one of each from that trailer. Voila! So excited.
I mean, I'm always down for Clone Wars animation Vader. Anxious to see how Thrawn goes. My hesitancy is the Morgan Elsbeth Grievous fight. I don't see any way she's supposed to win that. So I'll be interested to see how that whole thing goes around. I like her as a character. I mean, I know some people online were like these two, but I think they're pretty interesting characters. So I'd like to see more, but outside of that, I mean, outside of the Grievous thing, I mean, I'll be tuning in May 4th. So
Heck yeah, awesome. Zane, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to see Thrawn again. He's my favorite character. That's all I really care about. But I'm a little anxious to see what they do with the more quote unquote during Clone Wars stuff, as we saw Morgan fighting Grievous. I just, whenever you start getting into more of that already is canon and everything's already set from other shows, it's very, you're walking through a minefield trying to not make it
More in continuity, right? Yeah. Oh, I got you. It's a good one. All right, Debbie.
Para Sophie.
Right.
I think I expressed myself quite well in the chats the other day.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Man, and so you guys know we do have a little Facebook group, and oh my, it was lit up. I don't know who popped it in there first, but I didn't know about it till I got popped in there, and then it was on. If you weren't in there in the beginning, like Zane, he had to scroll through. He didn't scroll through anything. He went, he didn't, but we did. We talked about it for a while. Oh, so excited! And to that point, geeknewsnow.net, there is an article about that trailer that I threw together, just kind of going over what we saw and how awesome it's going to be, we hope, and what to look for. So, yeah, I don't want to go crazy about what my thoughts are because some of that's in the article, but honestly, Barriss, dude. So the connection to Ahsoka for both Barriss and Morgan are there intentionally for what's coming. My assumption is I think they're building up something. Or I mean, it was Barriss, right? She's the one that actually blew up or with the bombs, right? Yeah. So there's that relationship. I think they may call to. I think that's awesome. What's is I'm with you, Cam. I think there's a lot of potential there for Morgan, and what we have of her. There's a lot of mystery. I'm a little nervous on how they're gonna do that because what are you gonna sprinkle some green dust at them? I mean, I know how powerful Night Sisters are. I don't know. We'll see. Reserve judgment. So answer this though. Scale of 1 to 10. Anticipation for this. Okay, well, Debbie, I think's about to explode. 11. We turn all to 11.
That would be 1,000. Thank you.
Maybe the better question should have been, who was surprised by this on a scale of 1 to 10? Did anyone know about this?
We called it.
Well, I mean, we called it. Yes, we do need to bring that up. I
tried looking for that in past shows, and I couldn't find it anywhere.
Man, you do recall though we talked about it. Like I know we talked about all of that. I think it was 2 different episodes where we talked about expanding on all the stuff that happened with Barriss and Ahsoka. So kinda. And then the other thing was the Morgan Darth Maul explanation. So great. No.
I know I looked through the transcripts of the past 5 or 6 shows and I couldn't find it. And then people kept bugging me today, so I was just like, I couldn't go as far back as I wanted to.
No worries. They're blowing up on TikTok. You guys called it. No, I'm just kidding. They didn't. There's no one there. There's no one there. Even my cousin's gone now. So, do we have anyone watching? Yeah, there's 3 people watching. Zane, is that good enough? You got that down at the bottom there. Yeah. So, scale of 1 to 10, surprised. I would say for myself 7. I mean, I had no idea. So there was the shock. I would say probably 8 of surprise that they went even down that path. Now you're going to be having a show with literally 3 forms of dark side power-ish things. And I say that by Night Sisters with Morgan. You have the Sith with Vader walking through, and then you have the Inquisitors. So you've got, just from what we've seen, 3. And then bad guys, you got Grievous, who's a separatist general. Yeah, like there's a lot of hopefully not just focus, but more development on some of that too. I know we talked about the Tales of the Jedi, and I think some backstory was fun with that. The Dooku stuff I really liked. Outside of that, it was okay. But yeah. So I guess that's the question then. That was the biggest surprise to see it. What was your biggest surprise to see?
I mean, just really who they chose. I mean, I don't think they were bad choices by any means, but definitely wasn't what I would have expected. But I mean, I was 10 out of 10 shocked it came out, but my anticipation for it's probably like 7 or an 8. I mean, it's good. They're shorts, so they're just gonna. It's like with the Dooku stuff. It's like it's so good. I wish it was like maybe 5 minutes longer and maybe like 3 more episodes. But I mean, I'll tune in and can always rewatch them. And if this does well, I don't see. I can, maybe next year we get a Tales of the Jedi Part 2, and maybe we get like a trilogy of these or
Tales of the Sith.
Yeah.
They could go in all kinds of directions with this Tales of
Tales of the
Tales of the
Mandalorians.
501st, Tales of X-Wing. I mean, the possibilities are endless, and I wish they were more episodes, and I wish they were longer. But
they're pretty smart releasing that 1 month prior, as opposed to even talking about it, bringing it up 6 months ago, so that the fans have time to, destroy it. But yeah, I'm excited to. Zane, what was the biggest surprise you saw? Like that you were like, oh.
Honestly, the biggest surprise for me was seeing the Grand Inquisitor come back. Because I really like that animation's design of him, because it looks very similar to Rebels and everything, and that's just I don't know. I was really surprised to see that. I mean, it makes sense. It's valid, with Barriss and having her become an Inquisitor, but it's just nice to see that character again.
Okay, so
Potentially.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, I'm on like a 6 out of 10 on anticipation. I way better than I've been with like Bad Batch and stuff, because I've been falling out of Star Wars recently. But
just like, what is that? How you're gonna end that a little bit? Like, falling out of Star Wars.
I'm anticipating it a bit more.
Awesome.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's still gonna be shorts like Tales of the Jedi, which were good. Just
So, what I'm really, I think, anticipating is how are they gonna broach the whole. Anakin knows who Barriss is, right? But Barriss doesn't know who Vader is. At least she shouldn't know right now, as far as we know. There's no way she could know. But is she gonna sense him? Is she gonna that piece of Vader being connected to her? Because
she hasn't.
Shown
up. She hasn't shown up in any other future Star Wars media.
That's true.
I hope.
If she does find out, that'll be the end of her. But this is a story that I don't know about you guys, but me personally, and I know a lot of other people have been wanting some closure as to what happened to her, because she was in jail during Order 66. So it's like, did she escape? Did they kill her? Is she still there? So I'm so excited. It's going to be a closure to a long awaited closure to that story arc.
Would you say that it was a disappointment how it was, because it was more, well, I guess she died in Order 66. Like, what else would we have anticipated out of her, right? She got hauled off. She was in the jail cell, probably died. And so I can see how seeing this would be like, they're not dead. The stone was rolled away. Like, just, oh my gosh, she's not dead. So I'm not comparing her to.
I was at work when the trailer came out, and when she popped up, I screamed. And I think I freaked out everybody in the office. Because they were like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Bear, so me." They were like, "Oh, it must be a Star Wars thing." Okay, they know me well enough, so.
Man, and that bit, I think tying in those two characters again, that was huge for the success that Ahsoka had. This is gonna fill out a little more of that lore, which is freaking awesome. Good.
If she finds out who Vader is, and if it's not in a makes sense kind of way, I will be very displeased.
I think Debbie, I'm on that path where if she finds out, that would be the end of her. There's no way she survives that.
If she has Reva plot armor, we're in for a long short series. That's
better not.
Oh, Reva. They did her wrong, man. I liked her.
Hey, she's still out there. You know, she knows who the twins are.
She does.
Stuff.
And she took a saber to the gut. Still live.
R.I.P. Qui-Gon, man.
Yeah, I know, right? All right.
Bring back Qui-Gon.
Let's jump over. We're going to jump off this one for a bit. I was about to click end stream. No, I don't want to end stream. I want to share screen. It rhymes, but it's not the same. All right. Ciao. Sharing. Here we go. Play.
Each of you represents some of the most powerful criminal organizations in the galaxy. Pikes, Crimson Dawn, Hutts. It's a golden age for the underworld. The Empire controls every corner of the galaxy, but they're distracted by a rebellion that won't quit. It's an opportunity to make millions.
Kay Vess, the underworld's favorite new scoundrel. We meet at last.
What do you want?
Zarek Besh. They're new, rich, and lethal. You crossed their boss Sliro, and now he wants you gone. Rob his fortune and buy your freedom.
This job, it's a death wish. I'm in.
Out here, you live and die by your reputation. You want to survive? Know the players.
You're new to this world.
What's your problem?
Come back when you're not.
Jabba, right? Look, don't try anything. I got a whole crew surrounding the... Okay, we're skipping that part.
For about as long as I can remember, it's just been me and Nyx. Doing what we have to survive. This job is my one shot at freedom. But if we're gonna pull this off, we need the right crew. And the right ship. Yes! Hang on.
I hire you because you are one of the best hunters in the Outer Rim.
She's more connected than you let on, Sliro. Bess is mixed up in something bigger.
The Outer Rim is a dangerous place. Everyone is fighting for their piece of the galaxy. But all I want is to live free. So I'm gonna risk it all.
Hold on, Nyx!
Star Wars Outlaws pre-order available now.
All right. Well, I have some thoughts, but wait.
No, you go ahead. Let's hear them. Let's hear them.
So in Literary Legion, I threw that. That's our group chat for GNN's writers, and I said it feels like a reskinned Jedi Survivor. Like you've got the little droid. No, it's a little animal this time on her shoulder. The mechanics from the way it looks, from what we got, looks very similar. Now I understand. I was corrected by Ghost Rider. Like no, it's like Far Cry, like open world. Like this is gonna be like okay, cool. I'm still like I'm not like blown away by what I saw. I'm more, that might be $80 you're not getting from me. Okay, there. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to tear it up because I don't know. But it feels like a reskinned Jedi Survivor.
Feels like a better Jedi Survivor, gameplay wise.
You have seen the Disney things, real quick. I'm sorry, the Disney, the dancing bears or whatever, and then it's in Cinderella, and it's the dancing whatever, and but it's all the same stuff. They just change colors of the animals or whatever. That's what it feels like. There, I think that I articulated that better there. Go, sorry.
Maybe. I think it's honestly gonna be better than those games, at least gameplay wise, in my opinion. It just seems like for a long time, Star Wars Jedi, you're just swinging a lightsaber. That's just all those games. You know what I mean? It's gonna be fun, and I'm more excited to play a game where you have to shoot, but it's still in Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like in SWTOR, the best stories were the ones where you weren't a Jedi or a Sith.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm hoping for in this. Is something that's a bit more, it's a bit more gritty, having to be with outlaws, but it just something that's not as overpowered as a lightsaber going through someone's chest.
That's fair. And I come from that place of it needs to be all sabers all the time. So maybe that's part of my bias. I would absolutely agree that. What about you two?
I don't play video games, so I mean, to me it looks all right. Kind of what maybe 1313 would have been. I was excited to hear that Kira will be in it from Solo Crimson Dawn. I don't know if what's her face is going to voice her, but her likeness is on there.
Yeah, not Emma. What's her name?
Emily Clark.
Emily Clark.
There we go.
Emily Clark. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, no,
Amelia.
that's valid. It just, I don't know, man, kind of underwhelming. And maybe earlier in this week we got so stoked about one thing they dropped that other, and it was a little underwhelming. Cam, what's your take?
I mean, I think overall, I mean, I'll probably play it. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed myself on Fallen Order and Survivor, but I was a little I didn't like how Survivor ran on my PC, and I feel like I had more than enough to make it good. And I also played on my PS5, and it was fine. I really just want it to run well. I get nervous when they tote massive open world.
Yeah.
Because I loved the Assassin's Creed games, which Ubisoft has done as well, and Origins and Odyssey, which were like the Egyptian, Greek mythology stuff. They were like running simulators. And I know you can get a horse and do all that stuff, but I really do. I know she'll have a speeder and all that, but if it's massive open world and we're gonna have these ships and speed, I want it to run well, and I'd like the story to be good too. But I really kind of have no super high expectations. Just depends on what type of platform I play it on. Probably will be the case. So, and I would probably bet it probably run better on console than probably PC. So,
You brought up PS5. I think this is one of the last titles for Star Wars. In the PS5, they said was nearing end of life. I think they talked about today even. So there was something about this title in PS5 that I don't remember the connection. I think it was something like this might be the last big title released for a while for Star Wars.
Unfortunately, we're just in the age of AAA studios. I mean, I looked online. It said it's supposedly been in development since 2021, so almost 3.5 years of development. But we're gonna get out. We're gonna get some, like you said, $80 game. It's gonna probably run terribly. in some aspects of the open world. They're going to put out updates, and then in 3 months from now, the game will probably be in a better playable state. But I mean, since it's single player, you don't really have to worry about the whole multiplayer aspect of things. So I don't know. If the story's good, I'll play it. I mean, I've played all the most recent Lucasfilm games. So, but
I going back to what you were saying there too, Zane, about in SWTOR, the like the mercenary smuggler storylines are to me much more rich. And when I saw this and you stated that, it reminded me, at least in the ship, where you have to steal a ship or whatever, all the stuff in the storyline. So maybe they're borrowing a little bit from that too, and that's maybe some of my problem. Hold on a second. I remember what the problem was. It was this, wasn't it?
Hey, there's good news though from my research. The development studios are big fans of Star Wars, specifically the original trilogy. That is always a good thing to hear. Of course, they could be lying, but they.
So, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but even in the cut scenes that they were showing, every once in a while there was a little bobble or glitch to it. I noticed that earlier today, and I thought, oh, it's just my internet. But I noticed it again now, and yes, I'm straining my internet, but I think it was kind of in the same spots. So maybe they need to turn that dial a little bit, and that might be lending to what you're talking about, Cam. Like, is it gonna be able to function, or all this beauty and I'm gonna have to turn it down just to run it, right?
Yeah, we'll be getting a day 1 patch, then probably a day 7 patch, then probably a day 14 patch. I mean, that's just the way it is. Like, we're paying 25-30% more for video games nowadays, and we're not even getting finished products.
Yeah.
But like everything, we're not going to get anything fixed if we don't stop purchasing their products. So it's just going to be the way it is unless we finally take a stand. So.
Yep. Well, cool. That was some good stuff. Though we only talked about those two things, but now we're here for some real fun. That was
Episode 8, baby. Let's go.
Episode 8.
My favorite.
8. I want to start with Debbie. Because you had brought up Mara Jade several times. And what I had outlined, and of course, it's not whatever we talk about, whatever, but has a lot to do. The name of the movie I thought would be Legacy of the Force, which I think they had. Power of the Force was a toy line they had with Kenner or whatever. Hasbro.
Legacy of the Force is a book series.
Yeah,
it's a 9 book series.
Was that no? That wasn't the young. That's Young Jedi. Young Jedi was another book series. I think I was thinking of. I'm sorry. Shoot. Anyways, yes, Legacy of the Force, something of that nature about legacy, because we want to really dive into those kids, understand like how they're dealing with, like, daddy was killing people and now everyone's happy, but not really. And what is this old, and yes, borrowing from some of the legacy stuff as well, non-canon. What is this old ancient Sith thing that's infiltrating my kids in the Jedi temple? I think there's just so much richness already there that you could tap into, not necessarily do exactly, but tap into. So I wanted to start with you with this whole Mara Jade. And if you had your druthers and you could make a piece of Mara Jade's storyline, what would that be for this movie?
Well, because I know for our last episode, well, I'm not even sure, but I know in the books I really liked the conflict between her and Luke, and this was before they got married. You know, she was out trying to kill him. That was her orders from Palpatine. I really liked those because it really showed how their relationship grew over time. But after that, yeah, I mean, they get married. They have one kid, Ben, and Trying to decide what my cat's gonna do.
Come on, Chewie.
Chewie.
I was like, she tried to crawl on my shoulder last night, and that did not feel good because she's got claws. But yeah, I mean, they had a lot of adventures together, so there's a lot of good stories in there. And then when Jason started going to the dark side, of course, Luke wanted nothing to do with destroying him, killing him, or whatever. You know, he was always trying to turn him. Mara, on the other hand,
That's great stuff right there, Debbie. That's fantastic.
Hashtag that's my Luke.
Amen.
Well, I mean, Luke struggled with it because, you know, he could just see where it was going down. Cadus, well, once Jason became Darth Cadus, and the reason he became Darth Cadus, kind of like the same way Anakin did. He had a vision or a dream that harm was going to come to his secret girlfriend, wife, child. And so, yeah, he was going to do whatever he could to prevent that. So just going right down the same line as Anakin. Excuse me. And then, you know, Mara has her suspicions, and then she goes to investigate, and that's the end of her.
Yeah, that, and it tragic, man. Like, so I like the idea of having her, say, halfway through episode 7, meet and trying to carry out the whole whatever. How is that possible? It can't be, because they met between Return of the Jedi, or between Empire and Return of the Jedi, didn't they? Man, continuity.
Ooh.
It's gonna be hard. Mary Jade and Luke, wasn't that in between?
Thought it was after Jedi.
Yeah,
but she was the Emperor's hand. How is she the Emperor's hand? What am I missing?
She saw him in Jabba's palace, but she was more of like a bystander.
Oh no, we're gonna have to look that up. Debbie's on the case. I see her typing already.
I'm pretty sure.
Look, listen for no one that's there, but everyone. Well, 4 of you. Like, it's been a while. It's been a hot minute since we've read these books. They have been out since the 90s, early 2000s. And it's been a while. How's it going, guys? What's up, Travis Mitchell? Who's Travis Mitchell? Awesome. Welcome to the show.
Heir to the Empire was the first book.
That's after
Heir
Jedi.
to the Empire.
What a good series.
What a good series.
What a fantastic series.
Oh.
Absolutely. Anyways, my hope was to kind of have her introduced, and again, it doesn't have to be exactly the same, right? But this is do what?
Do we ever establish like how old the kids are? Like what time our episode 7 like takes place after?
Oh,
Jedi,
you know what?
or-
We didn't.
Yeah.
It takes place. So I just Heir to the Empire's 9 years after the Battle of Yavin, and it is between Empire and Return of the Jedi, and that's when they first meet. Now they don't fall in love in that book. It's later, but yeah, that's when they first meet. So you can, in a way, figure that out, right? I think we fast forward 10 years, and that's where we're starting 7. In that time, there is an Imperial remnant that we already know exists through Grand Moff and all this, so it can stay in some level of continuity, right? Let's go that route. And then whoever is in charge, that Emperor's hand type for Mara Jade, there you go. And so we're borrowing from the stories that are already existing, but not following them line item by line item, which is what Ahsoka did. Come on, right? Ahsoka did the same thing, just borrowing stuff from Legends. Not doing it identical, just borrowing some stuff.
Fair.
All right.
Arthron's not going to be as stupid though.
Arthron.
Amen.
we got our Thrawn expert.
We need.
So let's do this. Let's talk about this then. Is there a place? We don't know what happens to him in the current storyline, but would there be a place if he's still alive in this arc, in this story? Is there an arc for him in this story? I guess is what I'm asking. Zane, you should be the one to answer that. And if so, if not, fine. What do you want to see? If so, what would that look like?
For bringing Mara Jade into it, you have to have Thrawn. You have to have Thrawn. And honestly, I can't foresee any other real threat coming out directly after the Empire other than a remnant being Thrawn. Right. Which would still work, if you look at your titles,
Well, I mean, they also had Dala, and I can't remember her name. She was another Imperial, but yeah, Dala was pretty badass. They could bring her in at any point.
Maybe.
I'm trying to look that one up. I don't know why it's not ringing a bell.
And who's to say you can't show multiple different Imperials trying to take power at the same time?
Yes. Natasi Dala.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Perfect. God, Debbie pulling out those characters.
Well, that's because I'm reading Fate of the Jedi, and she's in it.
Oh.
She's the main antagonist. So.
Don't put Mace Windu purple on there, man.
I was just don't want to be all red faced. So some of it's me. Like we worked in the yard on Saturday and I'm all red. And it's just I know it's distracting. Looking like Debbie's all crispy, like it's crisp. Everything's nice. Cam's probably second place there with his. Zane, I don't know if it's the hair or what. And for me, it's just red and blurred. Like I don't even. Okay. Cam.
I'm not red.
What's up? What you want to hear from me? What's my question?
Oh no! Wait, were we done with you, Zane? No, you had just started. Thrawn. It should be Thrawn if you've got Mara Jade. So elaborate. Like, what do you think that might look like in episode crossing over? Like maybe it's a Phantom Menace type thing in 7. We find out at the end, like we did with Ahsoka. Like, oh my God, it's Thrawn, right? Yeah, go. Sorry.
Well, I honestly think that Thrawn maybe should be introduced in the first one a lot earlier. I think having Mara Jade show up at the very end of 7 and then becoming that prominent right hand into getting Luke to trust her. Right. I think that movie's Legacy of the Force should be about Mara Jade trying to make that connection with Luke and get on the inside.
Which backfired terribly.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't fall for Luke?
9. Cam.
Yeah. Cam fell for Luke. 100%.
But honestly, I think that Thrawn should be prominent, obviously, in episode 8, but not as big as he might have been in episode 7, where you think that he's like, oh, he's the main big bad villain. And then you find, here's
that somehow the Emperor returns.
Emperor's not returning in this trilogy.
No, he's not.
The
not
Emperor
in
Force Ghost and Thrawn.
And he's not some clone either.
No. But depending on what happened at his death, quote unquote death,
he died.
And Exar Kun. I mean, I'd love to bring that Force, Sith Force possession things into from the archaic into today and see how we could That's what I want to see. I want to see something from the ancients.
I
Bane,
wouldn't,
or I don't know. Go ahead, Zane.
maybe not in the way that it has been done in both Legends and canon. I think just having a clone of him is kind of silly.
I don't want that.
It would be really cool. I mean, if we want to talk about further in the future, like them having children, like who's to say Palpatine is a Force ghost and his Force ghost is on an artifact and one of the Solo kids or the Skywalker kids finds the artifact and he takes over.
Mm-hmm.
That would be more interesting than I think him coming back as a clone. Would be him taking over a body and influencing it.
Right.
Let me ask a question because I know how I felt when I seen it. Well, I couldn't even tell you the year. Celebration for, and they did the trailer for The Rise of Skywalker. And Ian McDiarmid walks out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the crowd went wild. So we knew he was going to be in the movie. How did you think he was going to be in the movie? Because my initial thought was clone. Because that's how it happened in the books and in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
And I went straight to the possession, the ghost stuff that we got
Force
in
ghost.
Legends. That we got in Legends, and in SWTOR has a lot of that too. Imbued into artifacts, all of that. That's kind of what because he was cloned in the graphic novel. He was cloned. Like, okay, like you said, we've already seen the clone though. Like, give us something cool, man. That's
but
why
it was his obsession with ruling the galaxy forever, because that was his end game, ruling the galaxy forever. He was never going to give that up if he could do it.
Nope. Yeah, he's still my favorite. I mean, Vader, but I mean, as far as like Sith architect, like running shit, dude. I know Cam kind of scrunched his face a little when you said Palpatine. I don't know if you just tired of him or what. Enlighten us, man. What do you want to see and why not Palpatine?
Rise of Skywalker just has such a bad taste in my mouth. It's impossible for me to.
Oh, look, my hands are growing again. It was like watching, what was it, Dark Crystal. Like, you're taking the essence of it, and now my hands are hurt. Whatever. Jeez.
I don't know what check they gave him, but it must have been a big one because, oh my god! When I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, well, they have no idea what they're supposed to do or what they want to do. But I can vibe with the Sith artifact. Just don't give me a clone. I can roll with Zane's idea for episodes 10, 11, 12 maybe. I can vibe with that.
How important to fans do you believe a legacy piece would be, considering what we got and what we've been talking about, what we mean by legacy, not some BS, oh, today I'm a Skywalker. Sorry.
I mean, just clearly they have set a precedent, and if whatever, I don't know what Dave's new role is, but they have clearly set a precedent that the movies and the TV shows are the canon.
Mm-hmm.
Books are there, but the film, whatever matters the most, right? That's why I think with Zane's comment earlier, it'll be interesting to see, but I mean, clearly Dave has set the precedent that the shows and all of that. I think he maybe cares about that, but I don't know. I think just staying consistent with what has come before, and I think staying consistent with what we know of Palpatine's character, Luke's character, and just these characters. I mean, we have these movies set beforehand that show what their motives were, what they want, how they acted, how they grew, right, with story progression. And I think just staying consistent with that, not absolutely just crapping on the characters that came before and just to throw these new people out, right?
Yeah.
Because I think the thing that we want to do that anybody, any artist, director, creator wants to do is they want their characters to. They want the audience to feel captivated, to relate to feel invested in the characters, and I think that's why people like myself were so distasteful with the with the current canon, because they just. I understand it's a very hard task, and I don't think that even if our ideas came to fruition, who's to say it could be better? But the audience can feel when you care about these characters and you want to maybe have them have a good send off, or tell the next chapter of their story well, and the audience can feel that. Not you're just throwing out some character and you're making them awesome without having them go through any journey, right? Because I'm not saying I don't care. Like in our trilogy, maybe if if one of the twins goes bad, maybe Luke does get distasteful with the Jedi and the Force. Maybe he fails, but I need to see it. I need to see it happen, and I got to see why he gets to the point he gets. Not you.
Yeah.
Not you show us, right? or Han and Leia are split. Well, why are Han and Leia split, right?
Did they even get married? Did they just have a kid? And like what? How long were they together? How did they?
Yeah, and that's why I think, with this story, I think it can be interesting to see, because we have, like Zane said, we can have so many different Imperials, but like Thrawn is that guy, and I think Thrawn, hopefully with the stuff that they're coming out soon, hopefully he can be that guy, if they do it right.
So I kind of equate what we're trying to do here, like we as fans showed up for 8, 9 or 7, 8, 9, and we're like, yes, bring us the vet. Yes, we want to see the vet. And they rolled out a Chevette, not the Corvette we were expecting. It's still a vet, kind of, but it's not what we were expecting. And what I think we're trying to build is that Corvette, right? Like, what is it that we, from different eras of fandom, what can we even, one, agree, and two, if we can agree, and why are we not able to get the things that we want?
Because they don't care. They don't care.
They don't.
Like you heard when Lucas talks about it, right? When he was talking to James Cameron, I think he was talking to James Cameron. He was like, "Those are my kids, and I sold my kids." Right? The people at Lucasfilm, they don't view it like that. They're there to. They have IP. They paid $4 billion for it. They want to make profit. That is what we're in, right?
They got to pay for what they paid for.
Yeah, and I'm not hating on them. I'd probably do the same thing, but have people that create these projects that don't really care about Star Wars, right? Any sort of, like, you have the lines sort of that we have, right, with how Force and things work, and yeah, you can venture out, but like it still needs to lead to one thing. You know what I mean? But
man, I think if there was something that I really believe I needed to see, it is that ancient thing that I mentioned. Tying in the past is so important to Star Wars on every level that we've ever seen, for the Star Wars that we love. And even in the Star Wars we don't quite love, the Chevette version, they were tying back as the other ones did. So I'm okay with that. I hope that in our little made up world that we're all on that same page. We got to have some tiebacks to the throwbacks some way, somehow. Go.
Is the prophecy, are we still going, the prophecy of the chosen one, are we still going with that? If we're following, I would assume yes.
Can I say depends on what happens on Ahsoka season 2?
Talking about for our stuff, man.
Okay, well, I'm trying to make sure there's some layer or level of continuity, but F continuity. No, yeah. No, I don't. I don't know, man. What was the question?
I mean, are we still going off the prophecy that Anakin is chosen.
I think you have to, because that's been the prophecy from the beginning, and that was out of Lucas, right? But I think with Clone Wars and with Ahsoka, we've got a lot of potential, and we could totally tie some of that in. We can make up something new. That's fine too. But I like what they're doing as far as using father and the brother and sister. What we think they're gonna do, because that piece to me made sense for the prophecy. That Anakin could sit on top of that and balance good and evil, just like the father.
Lucasfilm. I have one. I'm gonna look in the mic for this one. I have another thing. I will get down, hands and knees, pray, beg, whatever. Sebastian Stan, Luke film, Hayden Christensen Force Ghost interaction. You'll have me there. I'll forgive it all.
Hold on.
I'll forgive it all.
All. He said all.
I'll forgive it all.
Even Palpatine, man. Even the Palpatine.
I will erase the sickness that is Rise of Skywalker in my brain. It's gone forever if you give it to me.
I'm trying to remain calm.
You're not vibing with it or what? I mean,
I am. I'm with you.
We know you don't like Hayden, but I mean, you can't lie. That'd be pretty.
So here's the thing: you threw a monkey wrench in the program. You, Lucas, right, or Lucasfilm, or Disney, whoever made that decision that you're going to bring back Anakin into the world between worlds. That's a problem. That's a problem for me, because now he can be anywhere, anytime, any way, and I do not like that one bit, because yes, certain things have to happen a certain way in order for the universe to continue, or whatever. We see that in Marvel, Loki, right, with the TVA and all the stuff that happened with that. And like, I understand that concept. I don't know. I think we get a little. I don't want to get on a soapbox. I don't want to get angry like I did with the Han Solo thing.
I mean, it's okay to say Anakin doesn't care about it. He doesn't care about his kids or grandkids. It's fine. I mean, it's
when Anakin died, Anakin initially died and became Vader. Even at the end, see, whatever. When he died, like, that was it, man. Like, he goes to be a Force ghost. Maybe there's some commune between well, we know Luke in the other movies, but we're making our own. Luke and Yoda, confer, and Ben comes and talks. So if all of that is happening, I go back to your point now, Cameron, and why it sucks. Doesn't make any sense. If you're bringing Anakin back into Force Ghost world or world between worlds, why did he let all that shit happen and all those billions of people die?
Yeah, bro. His grandson is worshiping his helmet, saying, "I'll finish what you started," and he's just like, what?
Hashtag not my Annie. There's no way Anakin Skywalker lets that. Vader? Yeah, Vader Force choked through a kid. Yes, I get it, right? Anakin? No effing way, man. No way he does that. No way he watches that happen.
It had to happen.
Oh, yeah, that's the way it was destiny. That's the way it had to happen. The Force would have willed it if he was to intervene, but that's the way it had to happen. Fate.
I love that you're throwing down the gauntlet there, Debbie, because I can't disagree that's probably
kiss my ass. There you go.
I mean, they're right.
Can I not feel some kind of way about it though? Like,
no.
Well, Ahsoka was supposed to die.
Yeah,
Ezra pulled her out.
She was.
Ahsoka should be dead. You're exactly right.
But I mean, are you sure Ezra wasn't supposed to find it and pull out Ahsoka?
Oh my god.
Oh jeez. Look, listen, you guys over at Disney, y'all almost lost me with that BS. Like, oh, now we got multiverse in Star Wars. Like, come on. I was not happy. I like how it all ended. That's fine, but let me not get on a soapbox about that either.
Dave can't let her die, man. That's his baby. He can't let her die.
Getting back onto what you were
out of the
talking
recliner,
about.
slam my feet, grab my water bottle, unscrew the cap. It's still playing. Like I got up, went to the refrigerator, shut my thing. All the while, Ezra's in this magical. God, sorry. I said I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Yeah. Sorry. Go, Zane.
Looking at I was gonna say you were mentioning father, daughter, son, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we could have an Abeloth, that'd be really cool. Not gonna happen. But who's to say because of looking
Dude, it's in Ahsoka.
Looking at what happened in Rebels with the carvings of the father and everything, who's to say that that's not what they are pointing to as well in Ahsoka? Is that they're trying to look for time travel?
That's true.
Anyways,
Zachary Fur had a slew of ideas about how Force 8 Ghosts could have been better, incorporating Force Ghosts. Yeah, Leia's death. Whoa, you're killing me already, though. Leia's my girl. Luke would have been the proper Jedi. Yeah, absolutely. Finn and Poe would have been the proper support characters. I think they screwed up Finn and Poe. I was 100% hoping they developed Finn into some sort of Jedi Padawan, something Force sensitive, because I feel like that was his destiny and they robbed him of it. I know that sounds silly, but seeing who he was in episode 8 to what they did to him in episode or whatever 7 to episode 8 really pissed me off, quite frankly. And not that I love the character. I just they did him wrong, that character wrong.
Yeah,
the Resistance. I'm
watching.
Finish reading this. The Resistance would have died, but Jedi would have been born anew. Thank you. I read that out loud just because folks at Podcast Land don't hear that. Sorry, Debbie. All right.
Yeah, I'm watching The Last Jedi right now.
Right for you.
Just in case that came up in conversation. But yeah, when Finn wakes up from his coma or whatever, and he's walking around in some kind of weird looking baggy thing that's leaking. I was like, oh, yeah, he just they just made him like a comedic sidekick, and I was pissed. I was like, why? Why did you just go from one extreme to the other with his character? And I think this is where Disney's downfall, mistakes, whatever. I don't think they had these writers and directors sit down and say, okay, this is, because they had a different one for each movie. So why didn't they all sit down? Okay, this is what I'm doing with 1. Now, how are we going to flow that into 2? And then how's that going to progress from 3 and make it all cohesive? No, you had 2 different directors that did 2 different things. That was just, yeah.
I think, did you guys choose your own adventure books? Y'all have those choose your own adventure books? I felt like episode 1 was one choose your own adventure. Episode 7 was one choose your own adventure book. And then they took some of the pages from the first one and shoved them into another book. And then by the time we had the third, we had all this mix of marsh of, you're exactly right, Debbie. Like it didn't flow. It didn't feel, and Finn, from his growth as a character, I'm gonna be fucking soapbox. His growth as a character in the first movie, in the span of that movie, to giving his life for Rey, from being selfish and leaving the Order because he was scared. Let's be real, he was scared. He didn't like what was going on and needed a way out. To standing up against Kylo Ren with a saber he's never wielded, knew he was pretty cocky, but got his ass whooped. It doesn't matter. Like his character grew. And then what do? You're right. You put him in some bubble spitting fluid, and then BB-8's
and you save the horses.
Oh my god! Listen, this is not a destroy we can have a whole nother show on destroying the shows. I don't want to do that. I just want to say, like, yes, you had a chance with several of these, Poe included. You made him a comedic sidekick. You didn't develop him hardly at all until the last movie, and then it's like, oh, he was a spice runner? What the hell? And then it's a joke. It's a side gag.
Spice runner, Poe.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
Runner of
Why do you
Spice.
guys do that? Because I'm a sucker for character development, man, and they did. Rian Johnson, I think, did a decent job of developing some of those characters, but then you hand it off. No.
Who did he develop?
I mean,
he's the one that screwed up Finn and Poe.
Maybe a little Kylo. Maybe a little Kylo. You know, because Kylo ended up killing Snoke, so maybe.
Maybe.
But
okay. So I like some of that. But outside of that, why would you not want to develop those characters? Why would you go through, I think I feel something, Ray, and then just leave it? Like, never facilitate that or grow that. I was interested. Were you guys interested when he said that? Yeah, let's have 2 Jedi instead of just 1. I'm okay with that.
It was perfect. Especially from that background of him being a stormtrooper.
100%. And Phasma? You did Phasma. Okay, I said
I read the book. I read the book.
That one. Have you read it?
Oh, it's
Sam?
so good.
Did you read Phasma? Did you, Debbie?
I have zero attachment to any sequel character, so I have not partaken in any books.
She was my favorite.
It's like, I'm filing my taxes while you're going off on it right now, Dana. I can't.
I just have nothing positive to say about Rian Johnson, and I would like to come back on previous shows, and I don't want GNN to shadow ban me for saying what I actually would like to say. So,
have you met me?
Do you watch any other shows?
To be kicked off of anything, and I'm on 3 or 4 shows. I don't know. I've lost track of how many freaking shows I'm on.
However, to be fair, Episode 9 is much worse than Episode 8, but Episode 8 was
saving the horses. I felt very. There were parts of that I think were over exaggerated. The whole, good side, bad side, it's the same people making the money, all that. Like I thought it was good to go through that and to kind of lay that out even in that world, but I think they did it too in your face, like it was like they were trying to make a point. And no, we know, if you know anything about lore, actually some of these folks were behind. Like you could, the X-Wings were stolen. The Rebel Alliance stole the X-Wings. So those were developed for the Empire, but they stole them. Well, I don't know. Is that even canon anymore?
Like the problem is that they have this whole plot line that just like when it all culminates, you're like, okay, so this was pointless. We just spent.
It's like half a movie of Hanso Bright, and it just wasn't.
Yeah, and it makes no sense. Like, oh wow. He's a traitor. Who would have guessed he would have thrown him under the bus?
But at the end of that movie, they had the whole Rebel Alliance thing, or the or the Resistance and the, what is that called? Broom, where the little Force sensitive kid. Am I the only one that was like, oh my god, they're gonna bring some shit into this last movie, this kid or something? Like, why would you show that?
I was ready to get the hell out of there and curl up in a ball and cry.
Yeah.
But I sat in my seat for 20 minutes after, and the dude's just sweeping popcorn up next to me, and I'm like, all right, I guess I gotta leave.
You got a little drool. I cannot believe what I just watched.
I could not believe what my eyes were seeing.
And listen, I'll go to the theater to watch every Star Wars, even the ones that I don't like so much, just to see them in the theater. I'll put on my Meta 2 Quest or whatever, and I'll watch those movies in as large a screen as I can. Sidebar. Okay. So of the movies we have, and this is inclusive of all movies, we're talking Solo, Rogue One. If there is one scene, it's like, okay, End of the World's tomorrow, you get to watch one scene from any Star Wars movie that you have seen. What is the one scene you want to watch? And go, Zane.
It'd be Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
Oh, that's 12 minutes of just bliss. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, not sped up. No. All choreographed. They worked 6 months on that fight.
Extended edition.
Extended. I want them to be like, hold on, one moment. No, Anakin, I need a breather. Like I want to see. I told you I'd kill you. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, I'd love to see an extended version of that, but yeah, Cam, Debbie, what's the one scene you could just every time just watch it over and over? You're about to die. I got to watch this one scene.
Thinking about it.
There's just so many. But I do love the scene Zane's talking about. That's just so epic, and I cry at the end of it every single time. So, well, I cry a lot during these movies, during certain scenes. But yeah, I'd probably have to go with what Zane said, because that's the completion of his downfall, and it just hurts so much, especially after watching all of Clone Wars, because that just filled in so much more than what, from Phantom Menace, all that time, from Attack of the Clones to Sith, it just made that so much sadder.
Yeah, that shit hits harder after watching Clone Wars, 100%. Well, and McGregor sold that his heart was broken. I mean, you're my bro. Like, I don't want to get all whatever, but man, you're absolutely right. It's so good.
Yeah, I don't have tissues available, so don't go too far.
I love that Cam is sitting there though, like Dr. Evil, and like he's ready to unleash. No, what's your scene, man? What's your one? Like, this is the scene right here.
The throne room scene for me.
I knew
that entire, when he cuts off Vader's hand and he looks at his, throws the light. I mean, that's it for me. That is.
Would you say that's quintessential Luke Skywalker?
Absolutely, he is full. That is when he becomes Jedi Master Luke for me. That is when I feel like he gets it. Yeah. And that's where it ends for me.
I love that scene, the throne room scene with the part with his father. We talked a little bit about that and read the article.
I mean, honestly, when he captures him up to all that is just that is good stuff.
Like the second half of Return of the Jedi, and just I need to see it all strung together, all the stuff with Vader and Luke, because it's just hard. Like the tragedy of Snape YouTube video. Like I never watched a single Harry Potter read. I didn't care. It was stupid. I didn't care. I happened upon this YouTube video that said the tragedy of Snape.
You haven't read Harry Potter?
No, it was like a 5-minute montage.
You haven't seen the movies either?
Hold on. So montage. Look it up.
What's wrong with you?
Snape. I watched this thing and I had no idea who Snape was. I knew who Harry Potter was, but I didn't know who was either. Like, I didn't know any of these people were. And I'm watching this and it was so well done. Look it up. Tragedy of Snape. It's on YouTube. I was in tears at work. I was in tears, like, so I knew everything before I watched the movies because I watched that. And I guarantee you, hold on, my approach to watching those movies was 100% different experience than yours, but in a very unique and amazing way for me. The fact that I knew everything beforehand, because now I'm watching it unfold going, like it was so crazy.
It'd be watching
Ms. Maisel. I accidentally started on the last season and had to work backwards season. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it changed everything for me. Okay, go, Cam. You look like you're about to fall out of your chair.
Have you seen all the movies now, though?
I have.
Okay.
Several times. I own them. Yeah. No,
they're good.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get Charla Audible gift card, and you're gonna listen to the books. Those are so much better.
I got like 5 credits. How many books are there? I can
7.
And you need to listen to all of them. I know you don't get time to read. You said that before, but you gotta listen.
Actually, I just picked up these books. I got this book here. This is you can see Dion. That's
prime time, baby. But you gotta shelve that.
I can't.
The guy from Hamilton?
We need you to get with Philosopher's Stone, please.
The
Philosopher's Stone.
We could do Sorcerer's Stone. We're American.
No, we're going with OG.
What is happening? Why is this doing this? Just stop that for a second. How do you stop?
Stop what?
He's definitely going to cancel the stream.
Take 5 seconds from canceling the stream. Okay,
just in case.
There you go.
Thanks for joining us.
It's the 21. It's elevate and dominate the 21 ways to win on and off field. Whatever you like or dislike about Deion Sanders, I actually saw him speak about a month ago. He was actually fantastic. Got the book. So I'm always about improving yourself, and this is a short book. It's very thin. 21 because his number was 21, of course, but also John Maxwell, who writes the foreword for this, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. That was a book back in the 90s that I read that got me started on the track for John Maxwell. Same for Deion Sanders. And Deion Sanders did answer a question of mine in the panel. It was fun. All right. Go. Do it.
I have a question for the panel. Serious question. All right. Well, we all kind of got a whole idea of what we want to see in episode 8, but with what we got, unfortunately, there's one thing you could change about episode 8. I know that's probably not enough.
Hold on. Before you ask that, I didn't say what my scene was.
Oh, that's fair.
I got to say my scene. Hold on. Every time I get a new TV, which has only been like 3 times, I put in episode 3, the opening scene.
Oh, that's pretty
and
cool.
I put my meta on that. Episode 3, opening scene.
I sing the music.
Dude, the music, the freaking, you get to see Anakin grown up. You get to have his relationship with R2, even though that was dorky dialogue. But the whole scene I loved, and he still cared about the clones. And it was quintessential Anakin as I knew Anakin or should be Anakin to be. I was stoked when I saw it. I love it. It is my favorite scene outside of Throne Room, but to watch on the TV, that's the one, man. So
spectacular. CG still holds up too.
It does. Insane. I've watched some Phantom Menace stuff. It doesn't hold as well, man.
Look at episode 2. It's worse than Phantom Menace.
Really? I thought maybe they were running out of money or something. Because, but you're right. Episode 3, though, it does. It holds up so good. Sorry. Go, Cam. I had to get that out.
My bad. I forgot to.
Nah, no worries.
All right. If you could change one thing about current episode 8 that we got, what would it be?
I think mine's pretty easy.
Different writer.
Different writer.
You're like,
perfect.
All right.
Yeah, when it starts to scroll, it says episode.
All right, Debbie. We need something substantial that changes the course of the film. You know what I'm saying?
A different writer would have changed the whole course if they would have followed what happened in Force Awakens and just make it flow.
What's your biggest gripe with episode 8, Debbie?
Just the lack of continuity from this first one, the treatment of Finn, the treatment of Poe. I mean, I still enjoy watching the movies. Like I said, I'm watching Last Jedi right now because there are some good scenes in it. But yeah, the Canto bite thing, oh my God, that could have been left out. Totally. I hate that scene. I skip through it every time. It's the only thing in Star Wars that I ever fast forward, and that's Canto
Bight.
Thank you. And I don't do that. I mean, Resistance, I watched it once, we'll never watch it again. But that is the only thing in a Star Wars movie I will skip over. Yeah, it just so much could have been done differently. It's just there's just not one thing outside of a different writer. I think that would have helped it immensely.
Would you say
I don't even know who the writer was
here and be like, I mean, it should have. And I know we're literally using this for content for a podcast, but I mean, do you think we're over exaggerating? Do you think we're? I just don't. I don't feel like it was this bad for episode 1, 2, and 3. It was bad for episode 1, 2, and 3, and then over time, people warmed up to them, whatever. But I just don't remember it being like this for episode 1, 2, and 3. And we had internet. Like, it wasn't like pre-internet. Episode 1, 2, and 3, we had internet, and people did not do it like this.
Not like we have today, though. We had internet, but not like what we have today.
True. Yeah, you two don't understand this conversation we're having right now.
I mean, we had, at least I remember, we had
no internet.
We had chat rooms,
IRC, and some cool stuff.
AOL, I mean, and there was some complaints in there, but for the most part, I didn't realize it until much later when the internet got bigger and, we got Facebook and Twitter and whatever. And then I was like, how could people hate on these episodes? Because I loved them. And I'm an OG. They were like, well, us OG, we don't like the prequels. And I'm like, I don't know who the hell you're talking to, but I'm an OG and I love the prequels from the get-go. Okay, I'm done.
Too many things to change. That's what I'm gathering. Too many things.
Outside of a different writer, definitely would have been the.
Yeah.
I'm going to look to see who actually wrote, because I don't remember. God damn it.
Yeah.
What's yours, Zane?
Other than Canto Bight not being a thing, Finn, I just want him to have a proper story that goes along with Force Awakens and what was planned there.
What was planned? Episode 7, and then who knows? Roll the dice and see what the Dungeon Master says. I mean,
didn't Abrams do Rise of Skywalker as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the whole thing when Finn was falling in the sand and he's talking to Rey and he's like, and then falls, like in the book, it's like he cuts off saying, I think I might be force sensitive or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know that that's there. And we know that, at least according to some weird plan with him and the lightsaber, it just felt spaced and weird. Kind of like if you watch anime, it's like Tokyo Ghoul Season 1, and then Tokyo Ghoul Re just went completely away from... Tokyo Ghoul Square Root of A went completely away from the manga. But then Tokyo Ghoul Re...
I'm following you, Zane. I'm following.
Yeah, Tokyo Ghoul Re basically started where the second season of Tokyo Ghoul should have ended. So they kind of like... It was weird. It was this giant gap. Something branched off, and they just started where it should have ended.
The original episode 9 script they had by Colin Trevorrow was like, considering where things are at, was kind of pretty good. I mean, Rey ends up being blind, double-bladed maul-like lightsaber. It was pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie, but
so
our Supreme Overlord didn't like it. So
didn't Kevin Smith do a couple treatments for some movies? Sorry, maybe I'm misunderstanding.
He might have. I don't know. I don't think you're wrong. I think he might have.
I don't know why. I know he did the Superman movie, he worked with Tim Burton for the Superman movie. That never happened, but I thought it was something like that. Anyways.
So Ryan wrote and directed Last Jedi, which I don't get because I like his other movies. So I'm like wondering what the hell happened.
Yeah, my wife was watching that Knives Out film, and I just left the room. I was like, I will not consume any content that this man makes. I don't care.
There's
I like that movie. I like that movie.
One bad
Nope.
movie.
Nope. J.J. Abrams, same thing. Nope. Will not partake. Refuse.
Yeah.
I refuse.
I used to really like J.J. Abrams.
He ruined Star Trek and he ruined Star Wars.
I used to like.
I like the new Star Trek.
Joss Whedon. I used to love Joss Whedon. Got no use for him now.
I'd watch the new Star Trek. I like Chris Pine.
Say, considering the old Star Trek movies and how many of those were kind of.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about OG or TNG?
I'm gonna talk OG.
Oh, okay, yeah, OG. Yeah. Well, especially when they came back to Earth.
Every other movie that's good.
To save the whale.
Yeah. Well, the Search for Spock wasn't bad.
Search for Spock was okay. Wrath of Khan, 100%. And the motion picture was good. If you followed, it was slow, but it was good.
It was boring.
I liked it.
But I think I fell asleep during it.
With the popcorn all slow watching. And I wake up.
It was all right. I mean, I was super excited when, oh my God, we're getting a Star Trek movie after 18 years of not having diddly squat. So yeah, me and my brother were very excited when we went, because we went opening night. I don't remember how he felt about it, but I was just like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Well, you and I remember like Voyager being sent, like all this stuff about Voyager. So like today, I think it doesn't hold because kids don't get, or people don't understand really about what's Voyager. Like I don't even think they would know what Voyager is.
It's a Star Trek show.
It's a Star Trek show. It is. Voyager, So it was great for that time. It doesn't. I don't think it holds. And you're right. The pacing was very 2001 pacing. It was.
Oh God, I hated that movie with a passion. I didn't like 2001.
You know what? She's getting muted. I'm taking her off the stream. No, I'm just kidding.
Dana, what's yours?
What was the main question? Thank you. I was saying, what was the question anyway?
We've hit 3 different fandoms now.
If I was going to merge Harry Potter and Star Wars, what would I don't know. I want to say John Boyega. I've talked a lot about that, but I wrote a whole damn article about Rey. I think I have no qualms with a woman. I have no qualms with a woman in a superior authoritative position. I have no qualms with a woman Jedi. I have qualms with the way they did that to her in a very it just didn't feel good. And that's a shame because they could have I was dying to see something with Leia and her being a Jedi because I freaking read about it, let me see that. So just to quiet any thoughts, not misogynistic, 100%. I just want to see her develop a hell of a lot better. There was that moment in episode 3, which we'll talk about, or episode 9, we'll talk about next week, where she, goes all Sithy, and I was like,
God, I wanted to throw up.
While I think you had the right thought to have her work against herself, just like Luke did on Dagobah, I'm fine with that. But the way you did that was ridiculous.
It was too short.
Nah, true. It was like,
and there was no real lead up to it. Like with Luke, you had, he's in the cave, and then all of a sudden you hear the breathing, and Vader walks out. You didn't have that with Rey.
No,
Rey, it was just like she went in that room, and then I don't even remember now. I think she just turns around and it's there.
I had an idea, guys. What if, like in Empire Strikes Back, where, Luke sees himself in Vader's mask. What if we did something like that too? I mean, I know we're already doing the super weapon shit and all that, but I mean, what if we did that too?
That was such a big part of that god awful Celebration trailer too. Like that was like the whole what it ended on.
We thought there might be something cool with that,
and you're like, what? She's
Dark Side Rey.
What?
Listen, my dog is named Ray. I
What's the last name?
like the Ray. I can't tell. I can't say that.
Ray, no one.
Ray, no one.
Episode 8, Ray, or what?
Ray for the right price. I don't know what they could have done. I know what they could have done different. I don't know what they were thinking when they were doing that to her. And Daisy, again, you did with what you had very well. I've never had anything against you. They effed up your character. So if I could change one thing, and it would be across the board, it would be her character being more fully developed and having something more that I could relate to. The only thing I could relate to in the Rey saga was, like, I feel like I'm meant for something more, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. Who the hasn't felt that? Like, like at some point, okay, well, Debbie's like, there's a person out there. I don't want to.
Well, in kind of defense of episode 9.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no.
I'm gonna mute.
Well,
Let's do this.
Saying, I think it might have been in the beginning a different movie, but then Carrie died, and they had to change it up. They couldn't do what I'm assuming, probably wanted to do. I could be totally wrong, but I think that had a big impact of what had happened, and maybe that's why it's a mess. And the fact that JJ was probably trying to make corrections from episode 8.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of an excuse or defense. I don't know. I just think Carrie's death had a lot to do with it.
I agree.
Disney cut so much from J.J. Abrams, from his cut. Like, the movie was supposed to be long, and J.J. Abrams had to cut it down to fit time. And then Disney cut it even more after J.J. touched it. So,
will we get a Snyder cut of that?
Apparently,
good Lord, I hope.
Apparently, there was more scenes with Rose that, after you build a character in Last Jedi, she's never touched again. Apparently,
because
she had
backlash.
More. But that wasn't Jay's doing. That was in the movie, or the extended version of Kylo on Mustafar, right?
Yeah, that would have been sick.
It was a really cool scene, but it got cut out. So, who's to say that there weren't a lot of things that were good that were cut out?
I would really like to see the 4-hour version of Revenge of the Sith. I really want to see that.
Disney, I'll forget 25%. I'll forgive 25%
in theaters.
25%. We got 25. Somebody give me 30. Somebody give me 30. We got 25. Really? 25% is all? If you give me a 4-hour, I'm letting we're 50% good. Dude, I need a 25-minute saber fight. Okay? And I need a 25-minute aerial battle above Coruscant. Hey, and I don't want to hear another happy landing. I don't like that. If there's a moment, it's cringy. I still landed half a ship. Shut up.
Are you kidding me?
Dana's you didn't land nothing.
I love that. You had no you had no wings, no flaps, no nothing. Like, how did you land that with half a piece of a ship? It's just bullshit. I
think he was just being sarcastic.
Hating on the freak.
Prequel hater.
Someone mute this. Mods, can we mute this kid?
Okay, we're getting close to 2 hours. I'm giving my warning.
Okay.
All right, Debbie. I'll
an hour and a half now. So
I'll give mine. Make Luke the way he should have been. Cut out Canto Bite. Give me a happy Luke. Fill in the Canto Bite cutout with Kylo's fall. Bits and pieces. Start out little kid in the Order. Boom. Now he's a teenager. Boom. Right before the fall, we get to see Adam Driver go crazy on kids in Luke's Jedi Temple.
I would have liked to have seen a backstory outside of the flashbacks that we got. I would have liked to have seen maybe more of a very young Kylo or Ben. Him training with Luke, blah blah blah, and then maybe seeing some of the struggle that he was supposedly having, and just a little bit more background to that to give it maybe more weight.
Bad dreams.
Bad.
However, my Luke doesn't do the whole can't have attachments nonsense. That's just idiotic. That Return of the
That's
Jedi.
a surefire way to make lies happen right there. Hey, you wanna? I have a nice bucket of lies for you. We don't have attachments. Mm-hmm. Man, Yoda 900 years old and never had a little yaddle. Come on, man. Come on.
Luke's
his
entire
species is like near extinction.
What?
We have some comments.
Oh, I'm still on where I was
And
trying to
Biscardi, yes. When you're old like me and your bladder doesn't work like it used to, 2 hours.
Are you trying to get off the show right now? Because if you are, that's okay. We can end. Ray's flaw is her inability to embrace change or leave comfort zone. Stuck in it. Yeah, she did not get. I agree with you, Travis. Her mindset that her parents are coming back. I mean, come on, 20 years or however old she was, they ain't coming back. They dead or they don't care. Any normal person would have taken the hint. Amen.
Her granddad cares. Deep.
Man, here we go again. Relatable. She's mentally stuck in a part of. Yeah, I dig that. Yeah, you should read my article on Ray. You probably have already. It's good. It's basically, she's fantastic. What's this next one? Well, I wouldn't change it in retrospect. I did imagine if Ray in The Force Awakens simply found a broken lightsaber, fixed it terribly, and was confused as a Jedi, pretends to be one to get out of trouble. I could see that. Thank you, Travis. Wait, what did you say? What name did you say that was? Debbie?
Huh?
You said someone else's name. I think I missed it.
Biscardi.
Oh, good night. Here we go. Debbie hit 2 hours and. Wait, we haven't been in 2 hours yet.
We still got time.
We still got a little time.
When you see me sitting here swiveling in my chair.
Swiveling in her chair. We got one more thing to hit up, and then we'll close it out. Thank you for that question, Cam, because I think that was something we had not considered. I mean, what would you change if you could just change the one thing? About Episode VIII. Yeah, the Cantovite thing. It's tough. Because there's so much that you could have. We circle around that all the time. There's so much that could have been done that just wasn't. And it's easy to armchair quarterback that, right? I'm in the middle of writing a book right now called "Be the Example," and it's easy to go back and read something even that you've done and been like, "That's crap." I'm gonna start over. Unfortunately, once that's printed and out there, it can't be fixed. And so, how do you fix? This is the last question for the night. How do you fix what we have? Can they fix it with these new movies? What would it take to bring us all, the fans, or most of them, back into the fold? That's the last question. Because we know there's going to be a new Rey movie. What are they going to do is your thought, and will it bring the fans back? Cam's like, even he has zero. Look at him. He has zero confidence in anything that Disney or Lucas does. Lucasfilm does right now.
I call dibs going last. I got to think about how to word this.
So that we don't get kicked off of YouTube? Okay.
I want to keep coming back, man. I'm trying to word how.
I don't know if there's anything that can bring the ones that truly despise the sequel trilogy. I don't know. My God, Cat, get out of the way.
Chewie.
I don't know if there's anything that can be done truly. Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, I know they're saying that she's building a new Jedi Order. I don't know if, I know. Cool your shit, Cam.
Travis got me fired up with this last comment.
Listen,
I'm
Debbie,
fired up
between
now.
the two Cams that are over and about the whole GNN, we've got some really wired Cams on these shows. All right. I don't know, Cameron, if you've seen the Cam in Focus. He's on MCU a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
You guys, you bring a little flavor.
Fired up.
Yeah, I don't know what they could do to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going in optimistically, wishing for the best. I probably shouldn't. I probably just shouldn't lower my bar a little bit and just kind of, not expect anything. I don't know.
I mean, we remember Smokey and the Bandit too. It was terrible. I mean, terrible. Like to where you didn't even want to watch Smokey and the Bandit again. I don't think you two know this, but Debbie knows Smokey and the Bandit. Like it was just that. So when you have a sequel, how many sequels do you know, first of all, that were better or as good or better than the first? And we'll take Empire out of that because that's a gift.
Potter.
Thank
Star
you.
Trek.
Harry Potter. Oh, okay. What was the second one you said?
Star Trek.
Yeah, Wrath of Khan was absolutely better.
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. Yes. So it can happen, right?
It can.
Happen. Did not happen with episode 1, 2, and 3. Episode 2 was terrible. But can it happen that they can fix this now? I like this. This is good. Travis, take Captain America Civil War approach after Age of Ultron was over and the top and dumb for me. Civil War managed to make it grounded using those events. Yeah, I agree.
Agreed.
Yeah,
My
100%.
absolute
That's a good one, Travis.
favorite MCU movie.
Yeah, Civil War.
Before that, I don't know if I agree, but that's a good one. That's a good one.
I love the Civil War story from the comic. I think it could have been bigger, but I think they were saving that for the money, saving to bring in all these characters until Infinity War.
Oh wait, no, not Civil War. Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier was
my bad. That's my favorite. Now the Guardians is in a different class. They're my favorite trilogy movie. MCU.
It's been the most consistent.
Yeah.
But, Winter Soldier is my favorite. I misspoke. Sorry. I got excited because it was MCU.
Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Stan can only have one. Funny, you just said his name too. He can only have one character playing for Disney. That's just, it is what it is.
He has to be Luke Skywalker, man. I mean, just please give it to me, please. Got to see it.
Well, people just end up hating it.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. I need to catch up on this show. I don't know if you guys have been watching Cobra Kai or had watched Cobra Kai. I'm like a season or two behind. But yeah, I agree. A better example is how Cobra Kai takes Karate Kid 3, the worst Karate Kid, and uses its story and the characters as the foundation of something awesome. I would agree. It's a very well, if you have seen it, give it a chance because it takes a little while to take off. About midway through season 1, it's a lot better, and then it's great. And
I didn't even like the movies. I watched the first Karate Kid movie. Okay, it was all right.
She's getting
but
muted.
I didn't.
Come on, man! You
haven't
seen Harry Potter yet.
I have
read them.
Yeah, what the hell are you talking about, dude?
You haven't read them.
Come on.
You haven't read them.
Jeez.
But you enjoy the Cobra Kai movies, right? Or show?
The show, yes. I love the show. I just, the first movie was okay, and then I never went back for the other movies.
Elizabeth Shue was my 100%, that was my 80s girl, was Elizabeth Shue. And when she came back and was in, like, Back to the Future also, I was like, oh, nice. Get rid of that other chick. Give me some Elizabeth Shue. And then my wife, she's actually like third cousin to Elizabeth and Andrew Shue. Who knew? Imagine that. So
nice.
I know. Can I get some? But she will never introduce me to Elizabeth Shue. Zane's like, no, she'll never introduce me. I wouldn't know what to do with my hands. There's a picture somewhere of me meeting Ariel for the first time. It's the most creepiest damn thing you ever saw. I should be on a list somewhere. Actually, I think they posted my picture on He's Not Allowed in the Grotto.
Zane, what do you think, bro? What do you think, bro?
What do I think? What?
I want to hear Zane's what they can do.
Oh yeah, what are they gonna? What can they do?
Retcon. Honestly, I want to see Rey struggle and struggle hard. I want her to go through the ringer and just, and only in the end does she really, truly, like, come back and is like, I know what I must do. Before she's like, oh, I'm Rey Skywalker. You didn't earn that name.
Oh,
if you're gonna
shit.
If you're gonna be Rey Skywalker, you gotta earn it.
Yeah,
but I mean, there's
didn't
potential.
earn that name. Skywalker was a very common name for that time. Lucas has said. So I don't know about
well, he's not. He doesn't own Star Wars.
She had no relationship with the Skywalkers.
Who was
the
her
only
mom?
person that was actually named Skywalker? She did not have a close relationship with.
I thought she should have said Solo.
Yes,
Solo would have been better.
Yeah, or just say Rey. Let her just be Rey. Let her be
Rey.
Now my dog's gonna come running and going, "Hey, you're right." I say that all the time to that poor dog. I was call it pudding lip.
I mean,
go ahead, Cam.
There's nothing they can do, man. There's
retcon.
There's nothing. Look, I truthfully, as a whole, I have no gripe with Force Awakens. I would probably watch it again. I'd have to be probably 4 drinks in, maybe 10 by the time Rise of Skywalker comes on. But I mean, the people that left, they've already left, man. I mean, they're not coming back. I mean, it's a shame because Bad Batch is really good.
God, I gotta finish that.
And they have Mandalorian season 1 was really good. Mandalorian season 2 had bright spots. There's just nothing. They just need to, maybe if the Acolyte does really well, they can, maybe it spawns them going backwards more. Maybe we can get more stuff there. But there's just nothing. I mean, the people that are gone, they're gone. Like, they don't, the really passion, which may be a good thing in some respects, but there's just nothing. I don't think there's anything they can do because they do have good quality stuff coming out right now. Like Bad Batch is good, but people
who wrote it?
Nobody cares.
I'm halfway through the second season.
Yeah, I mean it's good, but I think I don't think the Rey film's getting made.
It shouldn't.
I think that the James Mangold, who just got the Andor writer, or the Andor writer that did some of the good Andor scenes. Andor's good too. A little slow, but I think it was definitely probably the best show that they've come out with. Live action show. But I don't see the Rey film doing anything good. Because there's going to be people like me, and again, this has nothing against Daisy Ridley, but they're giving Luke's story to Rey, and I have a problem with that. But she's just not, like we said last show, she's just not a popular character. Like, I don't think that that's a route that they should go down. And what story is there going to be to give her? Like, I think Zane's point of making her go through some struggle, but what struggle is she going to go into? She defeated the freaking strongest Sith Lord of all time. who did what she did what he wanted him to do, but he still didn't take over her body. But that could remain to be seen.
Are you sure?
But yeah. I mean, it could change. But I don't know, man. I mean, there's people like me that are still around that don't like a whole lot of this stuff, but I hope for something good because this is a franchise that if I'm lucky enough to have kids one day, I want them to feel the same way that I feel about it. So, because I just love OT and the prequels so much, and I can't ever leave. I was close, but I can't ever leave. Thank you, Josiah.
If Rey were to lose a student, knowing what they've done for Rey and her character so far, if they develop her just a little more, please, and she loses a student, like I would be able to relate to that. I would be able to relate to not being able to help a person grow or what, in her case, become a Jedi. And that they turn to the dark side and they say F you and they walk off, but everything you've invested in them, everything you've given of yourself into that individual, and they say fuck you and they walk off, like that's heartbreaking. And that's why Ewan McGregor, thank you, in episode 3, it was so heartbreaking. The writing was good, the acting was fantastic, and the moment will last for a long time, and for us as long as we're alive. That's what can save Rey, the character. Her losing, not losing for a moment and then quickly getting them back. Losing someone and not being able to redeem them. That's what she redeemed. Everyone she wanted to redeem, she redeemed. She helped or whatever. Don't let her do that. Let her experience actual pain that will never heal. Because that's the real test of a Jedi versus a Sith. Are you going to just fall back in and wall up and pretend that shit doesn't bother you and be a Jedi and keep along your business, or are you going to funnel that into a passion to do something about it? Like, that's what I want to see from Rey. That's what could redeem the character of Rey. Daisy, I know you could do it if they write it for you. That's what would do it for me, man. That's some deep shit, but I think that's what Star Wars needs in that character right now. Just like Luke chopping off Vader's head and realizing it's him. That was huge, momentous pain in you could see it in his face. Mark Hamill, don't always like your politics, but I really love you, man. You're an amazing person, an amazing actor. And that, 100%, man. That's what sold it. The acting, the writing. Rey needs that. Daisy needs that. There, I'm done. That's my soul.
See, but Travis, like, it's the point of, like, Kenobi and Qui-Gon, they have a relationship. Rey has no attachment with the Skywalkers.
No.
I mean, maybe Leia a little bit. Yeah, like, she has no attachment with them. That's the point. Ahsoka's more of a Skywalker than Rey is. You know? If we're getting granular with it.
Rey trained with Luke for less than a full movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to train her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he made a joke out of the Force. Luke wouldn't have done that. I don't think Luke would have done that little tickle thing. Like I don't.
Luke was a clone, not the real Luke.
Just threw a monkey wrench into the whole thing with that, dude. What if that was a clone?
Bro, she has his father's lightsaber, and he chunks it into the ocean, brother. He hadn't seen that since Cloud City. He chunks it into the ocean, not even asking any questions. Where'd you get this? Who are you?
It was literally a meme.
Yeah.
I despise you, Ryan Johnson. I despise everything about you.
We're gonna go ahead and pause here because it's 9:55. The chair is swiveling, and so we're gonna move on. I close this out. Sorry, go ahead.
I kind of have to pee too. So
yeah. Okay. So not a sponsor, but this is what we rock tonight. And yes, I do too. So you'll see. Yeah, that's empty. There's nothing in there.
You drank it all.
Last thing for the night. Thank you all, of course. Next week we're going to talk about episode 9 and how it would all end. What I haven't heard from anyone, and I want to point this out, is there's this like ginormous planet super weapon, and it can like destroy shit. And like I'm hearing nothing about that. And is that because it's been done? Because who needs to see that crap again? A small thermal exhaust port? Or any other reason? Why do you think we are not talking about that? Seriously.
It's not necessary.
Super weapons are a thing of the past? No more Tarkin doctrine ruled by fear of force instead of force?
I feel like people can be better super weapons than actual weapons.
Yeah, they need to come up with, and I'm not saying this storyline specifically, but like the Vong.
Yeah.
I mean, they were truly evil and terrifying, but not that storyline. I'm just saying something like that.
The Vong were so different than what we were used to. The only thing that we had ever seen up until that point that could counter force sensitivity were those little dog creature animal they were ginormous dog creature animal things. God, I'll circle back and talk about that next time because I don't remember what they were called. But essentially, in the presence of these things, it would negate your force sensitivity, so you couldn't use force push or whatever, which is exactly the Vong.
Yasamari.
So yeah.
I'm murdering that word.
Was it Prince Zeiser that had a couple of those, or like one of those dudes had a couple?
Thrawn had them.
Thrawn did have them. That's right.
They're like lizard-looking doohickey things. Well, and then the dog things. That was part of
Dringir.
The Vong.
Thank you. And that power in the new canon. Oh, maybe that's not what I was thinking of. Either way, yes, the Vong, they weren't force sensitive. They were absent of the force, I think is how they put that. Like you couldn't even, like you wouldn't even know they were there except for you could see them.
Right.
Devoid of the force. So yeah, I can't wait to talk about that next week. And then after that, I just want to drop a little nugget. We may or may not have some dude I went to college with. I know a lot of people, I guess. Didn't know I knew a lot of people. Stephanie, I saw you pop into the TikTok and you were on the show a couple weeks ago. Thank you. That was freaking awesome. Stephanie from the floor. We might have just Google him, DJ Elliott. He is, yeah. We might get him on. I was his RA in college. I hope he doesn't tell stories. Right. All right. So yeah, we had a lot to talk about tonight. We talked about the new video game Outlaws. We talked about the new Tales of the Jedi, which drops May 4th. We talked about episode 8, and we destroyed a couple of characters and people and writers. You guys trying to fix the Last Jedi. Well, yeah. Thank you.
Come on,
you guys
we got to do something.
Just kidding. Good luck with that. You guys are brave. Yeah, no, we are coming up with our own and not Last Jedi. This one was called Legacy of the Force. And yes, it is about Mara Jade and the children and all the fun things. And we talked about that earlier on. That was awesome. Thanks for the segue. Scarif, can I get on your show at some point? I mean, come on. I'm just saying. Yeah, there was that dramatic pause because you're still watching. See you. Next week, we are talking about episode 9. We'll wrap it all up. And you know what? Honestly, y'all, this has been super fun. Another 2 hours. Debbie, I'm so sorry. Have a good night. Thank you for everyone. We still have 5 people viewing. This is like a record. You guys, remember, kids. Wait, Zane, you have gigs this weekend?
Yes,
Where?
I do. I have on the 11th,
Indiana.
Thursday. On the 11th this Thursday, I am playing at Riverfest in San Marcos.
Oh, that's a big one.
Tyga should be headlining.
Tyga's gonna be there. You guys know Tyga? Yeah. You playing on the stage? Plays as Tyga? My boy.
And then next day I'm playing at the Oak Hill Social in Oak Hill, which is like a little west of Austin.
290, 70, 71 down there in Oak Hill. Yeah.
And that's it for public.
Awesome. Debbie, what do you got coming up? Anything?
Cantina happy hour tomorrow night. Bad Batch episode, of course. Friday, on the Geek and I podcast, Star Trek. We are covering the episodes, the Menagerie episodes. And then Saturday, possibly Geek Gauntlet might be on.
We didn't have Geek Gauntlet last week, I don't think.
No, I don't know what happened. But,
so,
you know, if they're not on there, they got plenty of other shows y'all can watch. Monday, MCU Monday, we will cover the newest episode of X-Men 97.
Oh, y'all are doing that? I didn't know that. Keep me posted on the Trek stuff, Deb.
Oh yeah, I hate it when everybody's on different time zones. I think they I think they started 8 on the Geek and I podcast.
8 what?
Whatever Texas is.
Central.
Yeah, whatever. I think it's 8. I don't know. I just wait till I get a little ding and then I'm like, okay, it's time to go on.
You need to put on the notifications, right? Turn on notifications. Hit the bell.
Oh my God. Nice. Ring the bell. Yes. Do all the things. Please subscribe to our channel. We have made a move. We had a couple thousand or whatever on the old channel. We have moved to a new channel. Geek News Now official. Please just like and subscribe and then mute us. I don't care. Just we need the algorithm to freaking please help, because I mean we're having a hail Janet. Yes, we are having a blast. We got Travis, thanks for joining. Of course, Josiah, our number 1 of 8 fans. It was super fun tonight, guys. Cameron, do you have anything coming up?
No, man.
No. He works and he does this show and he lives for this. I hear he loves this. Is like the highlight of his week some days. Some weeks.
Hell yeah.
Like some weeks. Yeah, I look forward to this. Guys, awesome. We will talk to you all next week. Remember, kids, peace is a lie, and there is only passion. Be the example. Good night, y'all.